When the Copper update dropped, we all rushed to test out the new tools and additions, and honestly, they're pretty forgettable. I'm being real with you, they're barely better than stone tools. However, there's one thing from this update that's absolutely worth it, and that's the armor. Because let me tell you, the armor is genuinely beautiful. It solves one of the most annoying problems when you start a new world in the game, and it has a couple of features that make it incredibly good. That's what we're going to look at today. First, let me show you why copper tools are a waste of time and why you shouldn't bother crafting them. On paper, when they were added, they sound great. Since Minecraft is a sandbox game, having more tools means more options for you, right? Sounds good to have a new tier between stone and iron, doesn't it? The problem is, they're only slightly better than stone and it takes more time to find them. Plus, with the armor being available, it's not worth spending resources on tools. But I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Think about it. Stone is everywhere. You literally look at the ground and there it is. 3 blocks of cobblestone and boom, you've got a pickaxe. Quick, simple, no complications. Copper, on the other hand, needs to be searched for, mined, smelted in a furnace, you gotta spend coal, convert it into ingots, this whole process for a tool that basically does the same thing as stone, just slightly better. And the worst part? You can't even mine diamonds or redstone with copper tools. It's basically an extra step you really don't need. But wait, if the tools are so useless, how is it possible that the armor is so good? And you might be giving me a weird look here because you're thinking, what do you mean so good? Yeah, it's worse than iron. Look, the difference is huge, and it's not about it being the most resistant, it's about the utility it provides. There's this problem that always happens in the first few minutes of any new world, and this armor completely solves it. Think about it, whenever you start a new world, you're vulnerable. You spawn in and night falls super fast. Between grabbing some wood and making a crafting table, it's almost nighttime already and you need protection quick. Normally for this situation, you'd make a shield. But if you don't go into a cave right away, you're not getting a shield and you have no other way to protect yourself except crafting a sword and praying. Before they added copper armor, you only had 2 options. Either make leather armor, which requires a ton of cows, and let's be honest, nobody wants to spend half an hour hunting animals, plus it barely protects you anyway. Or you wait until you get iron, go into a cave with your jewels exposed, mine it, smelt it, craft the armor, but meanwhile, you're running around unprotected, basically exposed to getting your head blown off by a creeper. And this is where what makes copper armor special comes in, because it has 3 things that change everything. First, copper is everywhere. It's one of the most common minerals in the game. In 10 minutes of mining, you'll find enough copper to have 2 or 3 complete armor sets. Easy. Second, you're not wasting iron, and this is huge. Why? Because if you manage to find 3 to 5 iron, you can use it to make your pickaxe and sword, and use everything else from copper for your armor. It's armor that's recyclable, because if you die, losing it won't hurt. However, when you're starting a new world, getting new iron armor isn't that simple. You need at least half an hour to get all the iron you need. But copper? You get it in just a few minutes. Super easy. And third, it's exactly what I'm saying. It's practically disposable. Did it break? No problem. Make another one in 2 minutes. Zero stress, zero pressure to take care of it. There's tons of copper out there. Going mining? Put it on. Going exploring? Put it on. Going to fight some enemies at night or grab some resources? Put it on. No pressure, no stress. You don't have to baby it because you can get another one super easily. Now, the point at which you're going to use it really defines how useful it is for you and the strategy you use in your world. Because look, this is simple. The moment you have a furnace and some copper, make the armor. Don't even think about it. Completely forget about the tools because armor should be the priority. You can survive perfectly fine with a stone sword, but not with your jewels exposed. 1. Explore confidently from day 1. You're not going to have to be running scared every time you hear a skeleton because it kills you in 3 or 4 arrows. 2. Save all your iron for what really matters. Tools, weapons, a shield, a bucket, things that can actually be useful, even if you don't go mining for an hour to get the complete armor set. And 3. You'll never have that feeling of wasting valuable resources on armor that you'll probably lose or could get burned or something. You'll be protected, but you won't be using a valuable material. So, yeah, copper is the only material that manages to be completely useless on one side and absolutely perfect at the same time. But it depends on what you use it for. Now, there's just one thing you need to keep in mind, and that's that YouTube thinks you're going to really like this video right here. So I'm leaving it there for you. Go check it out. You're going to like it. See you there. Bye-bye.